So I'm getting personal in this episode, laying bare with my struggle with wanting to create safety money and how it kept me in a constant cycle of struggle, boom and bust. I'm also sharing what was really holding me back and how I broke through that glass ceiling. So if your soul is whispering, urging you onto your next evolution, whether that's the big ass job, elevating your business, or curating your next chapter now that the kids have left home, then this episode is for you.
Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Tutty, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So hey, let's get started, shall we?
So this idea of having safety money is such an interesting conundrum. So let me say from the get-go, it's not about the money. It's about your connection to and the meaning that you give to that money that creates the danger. So having 6 months worth of cash in your bank account to cover the necessities, well, it's a great idea. I'm talking about when that desire for safety money gets in the way of you living your dream. Let me give you an example. So I grew up with the belief that an office job was the way to go. So in an effort to keep the big people in my life loving me, I got the best office job I could think of. I became an accountant. I can understand where those good intentions came from. My parents wanted me to be safe, like all parents do. Ideally, they wanted me to be productive and, if possible, happy. So me having an office job was the parents' seal of approval. You see, they were children of parents who'd experienced growing up in a depression, a time where jobs were scarce, and keeping hold of one meant a roof over your family's head, food in their belly, and clothes on their back. The idea of safety by a good office job was no doubt firmly programmed in. So my parents grew up being programmed that safety came from having a job, and they in turn accidentally taught their children to do the same. So here I am in my office job being the best accountant that I can be. And then my soul whispers in my ear, it's time to heal. So I create some health challenges which allow me to be on the receiving end of healing. And I see how it can change lives, and well, I want more of that. So various healing modality initiations and trainings later, I eventually find myself at university doing a Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences, majoring in herbal medicine. Upon graduation, I start a Saturday clinic specialising in treating IBS. Why a Saturday clinic? Well, because I still believe that safety comes from having a good office job. Why does this thing about safety matter so much? Well, it's because our desire to be safe is innate. Your mind has one overriding job, and that's to keep you safe, to keep your mind. Safety comes from doing what's predictable day in and day out. Why is that? Well, because your mind can predict the outcome when you do the same things, when you think the same things, and when you feel the same way. So in our hunter-gatherer days, being able to predict the outcome literally did stop you from dying. Safety came from belonging to the tribe, no matter what. So you played your part, you followed the rules, you behaved in a way that was pleasing to the tribe, because there's safety in numbers, there's safety in not rocking the boat. Predictability meant that we returned home safely from a day of hunting. We could predict the weather, where our prey were hanging out that day, which berries we could eat, which plants we left alone. And we've not outgrown that. It's hardwired within each of us. We still search for safety, but our environment's changed. We're still hunting and gathering, but now it's in the boardroom, the school pickup, in line at the supermarket checkout. Our mind feeds us, keep things the same thoughts, so we feel the same feelings in response to those thoughts. We stay in our comfort zone. And then the breeze stirs, the soul whispers. We feel an urge for something new. No, shouts our mind. It feeds us thoughts designed to keep us in the same place. Most businesses fail. You won't make it. Who are you to have your own business, let alone do something you love? You don't love work, you earn money from work so you can save up to do the things you love when you retire. Only some of us don't get to retire. Or how about this thought? The money won't come in each month. You'll lose everything, just like Uncle Bob who left his family homeless, hungry, humiliated. No, don't risk that. Sound familiar? So how do we counter that? We do it by dipping our toe in the water. In my case, I worked in that office from Monday to Friday, creating the safety money. Then on Saturday, I was immersed in my heart's desire, the Saturday clinic. Now let me be clear. For some of us, having the safety job while we build our business is a really great idea. It helps us to regulate our nervous system. It allows you to create your business from a space of ease and grace. You don't need to burn the boats or do something to have some skin in the game when you start out in business. You can have it all. I allowed myself the space and resources to build my business slowly and with permanence in mind, and I really do recommend it. But remember, right at the beginning, when I said it's about the meaning that you give to that safety money. So here's what happened to me. I built that Saturday clinic into a busy clinic. I loved it. I poured into it, and I continued to work Monday to Friday as an accountant. Every time my clinic reached a point where I simply couldn't fit it all in, my patients would drop off. There would be some cancellations. The number of new patients would reduce. See, my mind would say, that's why you need a safety job. At this stage, I was working 4 days a week as an accountant, and the thoughts would come. Maybe I should do more accounting. It's predictable, it's safe, I'm comfortable. What do you think was really going on? You see, my identity was firmly in the accountant employee get a good office job camp. I could have my Saturday clinic as long as it didn't get in the way of my office job, because that's where I believed safety lived. And this is why I became a certified neuro-identity evolution practitioner. You see, I could do all the things. I could practice all the affirmations, maybe even upgrade a few limiting beliefs. But if I didn't evolve my identity, I was always going back to that safety job. Always building up and then depleting that safety money. That way I'd need to get another finance contract because, well, what better way to create the safety money? So yes, create the pot of emergency money. Fund your dream through work, but know and watch out for the meaning you've assigned for it. I spent 15 years as a hostage to safety money. If you're thinking, that could be me, if there's a quiet, still voice urging you to evolve your identity, and it's accompanied by the insistent howl of your mind telling you, let's not do that, well, let's talk. Your soul is signaling your next evolution. Are you ready to answer the call? Sending you lots of love. Bye for now.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.